Pilot, we're all set for departure. Remember to say cheese.
Well, g'day everybody and welcome to NeoFly. We are flying NeoFly today. We are starting our career out in NeoFly actually. We only own this India Charlie Mike, which is a Cessna 152. That is all we own at this point in time. Let's get some of this stuff fired up and ready to go. Let's throw some fuel on. Let's throw the beacon on. Give him just a little bit of that. We'll go full mixture. Crack the throttle about a quarter there. Let everything warm up and fire this beast up.
Looks good from where I'm sitting.
There you go.
Taxi to the runway and take off.
Lovely. Now you may have heard that lady talking. She is our dispatcher. She is a NeoFly dispatcher. We own our own aircraft. We work for NeoFly, and it's our job to run cargo, passengers, attend any emergency calls. We may end up attending emergency calls to car accidents and all that type of stuff, and all that. We'll talk about NeoFly as we go. Our job for today, though, guys, is quite simple. Our job for today is to we are taking one passenger who is a tourist on a flight from Parafield Airport in Adelaide, which is where we are. This is not Adelaide International Airport. This is Parafield, which is the General Aviation Airport in Adelaide. Over to the Adelaide City and around the Adelaide Cricket Ground. She wants to take some photos, so it's our job to get her over there so that she can take some photos. We're bringing her back to Parafield. If we have a look at our NeoFly stuff, there we go. As you can see, this job is worth $1,275 for us. Starting off, it's our very first job. Starting off, we have $5,000. We own the Cessna 152, and that is it. Here's a list of jobs here that we have. If we go into here, you can see the job that's lined up here, which is the Adelaide Oval. We have 100 gallons of fuel. Our aircraft maintenance is at 100%, and our engine maintenance is at 100%. Let's go across to the briefing. Adelaide Oval, we've got one passenger, total weight 225 pounds, 8 nautical miles for this flight, and we are getting, oh well, I think we've seen it over there. We're getting, what was it, 1,227, I think. All right, we're going to tune to Parafield ATIS, see what's happening there. Should fire up in a sec.
Parafield Airport information, Charlie 0600 Zulu. Wind 143 at 10. Visibility 6. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,700 feet, few clouds at 4,900 feet. Temperature 1 tree. 2.10. Altimeter tree 0.27. Visual runway 21 left and visual runway 21 right in use. Landing and departing runway 21 left and runway 21 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Charlie.
All right, 21 left, 21 right. We have Charlie. Let's tune to Parafield ground. Request taxi. We are departing. We're kind of departing west, so well, we're departing sort of southwest. So I think we might go depart south. There we go. We should fly straight out of runway 21 and do a slight left turn. Our slight left turn should take us on track for Adelaide Oval. Once we see Adelaide Oval, we'll need to fly around it while our passenger. All right, we'll acknowledge that while our passenger takes some photos. All right, taxi lights, strobe lights, nav lights. Lovely. We'll throw that back on again, and we'll just check our controls. Good. And yep, that's good. And our rudder is working and our brakes are working. Lovely. All right, let's I'm going to ignore the fact that flight sim puts I'm going to ignore the fact that flight sim puts pushback people right in front of a prop to push you back. Now, I'm just I didn't fly out of Parafield in real life. In real life, I used to fly out of, when I trained, I flew out of an airport in Western Australia, not South Australia. So I am just learning the taxiways, guys. So once I learn the taxiways, I will turn off the taxi guidance system. All right, beautiful. That is lovely. I'm just going to bring that back a little bit. We'll stay to the left of the yellow line there. There we go. Just to save our tyres. Otherwise, we'll be driving over the lights. So, all right, lovely. Around we go. Everything's really, really good. Everything's going quite well. Okay, we will get rid of that. We're going to put our landing light on, and we are going to take our taxi light off. A little bit of left toe brake there, and a little bit of full toe brake. There we go, perfect. And we are ready to go. Mixture on rich. Let's tune to Parafield Tower, and let's request our takeoff.
Parafield Tower, Cessna Victor Hotel, India Charlie Mike at runway 21 right, ready for departure to the south.
Cessna Victor Hotel, India Charlie Mike altimeter 30.27 wind 14 at 10. Departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 21 right.
Wind's at 10, so we have a crosswind for our takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff runway 21 right, Cessna India Charlie Mike.
Which means that when we take off, we're probably going to need to give a little bit of left rudder. The plane will probably try and weathercock into the breeze. Depends on how strong it is, really. All right, let's line ourselves up with the center of the runway here, and we should be right for a rolling takeoff. Everything is okay, and off we go. One stage of flaps down for takeoff. Now we should, at this weight, we should have a rotation rate of about 55 to 60 knots on the 152. So we'll wait until we get up there. Got ground speed 60 knots. Positive rate. Nose into the wind, as you can see, it's trying to take us.
Pilot, have a good flight and show the tourists the sights.
Thank you very much. As you can see, it is trying to take us to the right of the runway a little bit. I'm just going to drop that down a little bit and slow our climb speed. We've got a good rate, so we'll flaps up now. You can see we are crabbing a little bit. We've got the wind coming from our
India Charlie might continue for south departure.
from our left-hand side there. So I do have a little bit of left rudder. Let's acknowledge that instruction there. Lovely.
Parafield Tower, Cessna Victor Hotel, India Charlie Mike continue for south departure.
Okay, a little bit bumpy, climbing out at 80 knots, and we'll drop our nose down, and we'll try and trim ourselves out at maybe around, oh, there we go. Come on, get your nose up a little bit. There you go. We'll trim ourselves out around about 1,000 feet for our flight. Going to need to give a little bit of a left turn there. A little bit more power into the throttle and nose down just a touch. So we'll try and maintain our 1,000 feet. Lovely. So NeoFly is a free program. There will be a link below for you guys to the NeoFly website. It is it's a free program that is an add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it allows you to run your own company basically. And by running your own company, I mean, doing flights like we're doing a passenger flight. Oh, we're doing a passenger flight at the moment, but it's more of a kind of tourist flight that we're doing at the moment. But we can also run cargo and stuff. It's all based on the aircraft that you get. You start off with a very small cheap aircraft that doesn't take many passengers and doesn't take a whole lot of cargo, as you can probably see by the 152 we are flying. It also where it really shines is that you can also take on emergency calls and stuff like that, where you might find yourself flying your aircraft or helicopter or whatever out to a crash site out on a highway in the country, out to a farm maybe, to pick up somebody who's been injured and fly them back in to a hospital.
Cessna India Charlie Mike leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Thank you very much. Time to contact Adelaide Tower. Adelaide approach probably.
Field Tower Cessna Victor Hotel India Charlie Mike frequency change.
All right, tune to Adelaide approach there. Lovely. And request our transition.
Cessna Victor Hotel India Charlie Mike is type Cessna 152.5 miles south of Parafield 1,100 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Cessna Victor Hotel India Charlie Mike Adelaide approach. Squawk 0113.
Okay, 0113.
Squawk 0113 Cessna India Charlie Mike.
Cessna India Charlie Mike radar contact 6 miles south of Parafield 1,000 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain on navigation.
Lovely. We will trim up a little bit. We are just below 1,000 feet.
Transporter, you are less than 2 nautical miles from the POI. Stay under 1,000 feet.
Okay, we need to stay under 1,000 feet. The oval is in front of us there. We are going to do a fly around while our passenger... Sorry about that, I was listening to dispatch.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Cessna India Charlie Mike.
Okay, now unfortunately Adelaide, South Australia, and Australia in general doesn't get any real love from Flight Sim. So we have no photogrammetry or anything like that, unfortunately. So when we're flying over Adelaide Oval, which is just off our nose
turn
there.
around the POI as close as possible until they are done taking pictures.
And to be careful, we're actually at the outer marker on for the main runway, which you can see over to the right there. Okay, our passenger is taking those photos now. That is Adelaide Oval, just to our left there, and they are taking their photos. Lovely. Yeah, so unfortunately we don't have photogrammetry scenery for Adelaide, because as I said, you know, Australia doesn't really get any love from Flight Sim, despite the fact that there's a lot of people who fly Flight Sim in Australia. We're going to keep moving around here so that our passenger can take photos. I'm going to...
Transporter from dispatch. Enough pictures for today. Good job. You can come back.
All right, lovely. We're going to need to climb back to 1,000 feet, and then we will do a left turn.
Velocity 1448. You are 12 miles northeast. Climb and maintain 3,800 feet. Keep speed not above 185 knots. Expect ILS Yankee runway 23 approach via gully transition.
Okay.
Clear to gully.
So near gully transition that aircraft is. They're going in on the 2-3 approach, ILS approach, which means that we really need to stay underneath
Climb
there.
and maintain 3,800 feet.
There we go.
Keep speed not above 185 knots. Expect ILS Yankee runway 23 approach via gully transition. Clear to gully velocity 1448.
We kind of want to stay relatively low, but over these areas we do need to make sure that we are at around 1,000 feet. If we move out here, we should. If we turn towards Parafield Airport now, we should be okay at this height. The ILS should be way above us, so
Tower on 120.5 velocity, 1448.
there we go, lovely. Just going to stay below 1,000 going through here. Just below 1,000, but we should definitely be below the ILS. So let's try and give the aircraft a bit of a trim. Aircraft trimming is really very hard on a joystick. I'm using a HOTUS for this. It is a little bit hard. Everything is manual in the 152, so there's no autopilot or anything like that. But which is fine. It certainly adds to the excitement of the game, and definitely keeps you on your toes. We should now be
Cessna India Charlie Mike traffic is 12 o'clock full mile at 4,100 feet generic. Report them in sight.
okay, so we've got traffic at 12 o'clock, which should be around there somewhere. We cannot see them anywhere. Not see them anywhere. I'm going to report them inside anyway, because sometimes I do have issues seeing properly.
Cessna India Charlie, the Mike, have the traffic.
Round we go, and Parafield is just there. It's coming in front of us now.
Mike traffic alert. 1 o'clock less than 1 mile, 3,700 feet generic. Report them in sight.
It's the same aircraft, you stupid woman. 1 o'clock at 3,000. Cannot see them at all. Cannot see them at all. Yeah, so I'm basically flying manually, guys, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's nice to do it manually, and then when you eventually get into flying a better aircraft or a bigger aircraft that has some autopilot systems and stuff, that's actually really, really cool. All right, we are going to contact Parafield now and request our landing clearance. So we will tune to Parafield Tower. We will request a full stop landing.
Parafield Tower, Cessna Victor Hotel, India Charlie Mike, is 3 miles southeast, 1,100 feet, with Charlie to land.
Cessna Victor Hotel India Charlie Mike Parafield Tower. Altimeter 30.27 wind 156 at 9er. Make left traffic runway 21 right.
Left traffic runway 21 right. Okay, that's not going to work, is it?
Enter left downwind runway 21 right, Cessna India Charlie Mike.
I'm going to fly directly over the top of the runway and the airport. Around we go. Now you've got to be really, really careful here in regards to student traffic. There's a lot of student traffic. A lot of students fly out of Parafield. So like a lot of first flight students and stuff. So they do have quite a few accidents, quite a few people running off the runway, quite a few people flipping their train. They actually train out in Parafield here. They actually train, we'll do an overfly at 1,000 feet. They actually train commercial airline pilots here. I think Singapore Airlines, Cathay Pacific, they train their pilots out here, all their international pilots. So they fly their students out here and put up accommodation, which is on site. And there we go, that's our runway there, which is on site, and they live on site, they train, they've got simulators out here, and they learn to fly, for their airline, trained by their airline, completely paid for by their airline. It's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. The accommodation is just down there, over behind those hangars All right, we are going to do a turn. We are going to start our descent now. There we go. We'll just take a little bit off there. Just let the plane slow down a bit. It's already relatively slow, so we might give a little bit more. I'm going to go one stage of flaps already on this one. We are landing on runway 21.
India Charlie Mike wind 156 at 9er. Cleared to land runway 21 right.
Threshold is just about there. Let's acknowledge that.
Cleared to land runway 21 right, Cessna India, Charlie Mike.
Okay, we're probably a little bit high at the moment. So we'll continue our little descent there. Keep our nose up a little bit to bleed some speed off. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Runway's back there. And we can make our turn now. A little bit more speed. Just a little bit more speed. Just to slow our descent a little bit. Now I've got aircraft settings to the aircraft realism settings to reel on this. So, I'm going to go another stage of flaps now. We're on base. And we're going to have a nice slow turn into the runway. Alright, we've got a relatively good descent rate here. There is our runway, which is 21 right. We've got 21 right there and 21 left. Come over the top of these commercial buildings and straighten that little beast up.
Yankee Bravo Tango 9er miles northwest inbound visual runway 21 left approach.
And we've got somebody coming on 21 left.
Generic Victor Hotel Yankee Bravo Tango Parfield Tower. Altimeter 30.27 wind 156 at 9er.
Increase our descent
Cleared
now.
visual runway 21 left approach.
Now that we're over the top of those buildings, over the main road. That's a little flight school down there, that little building there that's just off our left nose.
Runway 21 left approach, generic Yankee Bravo Tango.
A little bit more oomph into her. Should be about right here, I think. A little bit of we've got the wind to the left, so we're going to have to do a little left crab here because it is trying to push us to the right a little bit. And we'll come down crabbing. Come down crabbing. We'll just get across there, across the threshold. It's going to be a long run. Let's make sure that right at the last minute. There we
Nice
go.
landing, pilot.
Oh, come on. There we go. There's a little bit of a delay in...
Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to park.
Cessna India Charlie Mike exit runway when able.
Okay, flaps up. Do need to be very, very careful. There is a little bit of a delay in the... I'm going to have to change the linearity or something of my rudder pedals because there is a little bit... You've got to give them a really good
Cessna India
kick.
Charlie Mike contact ground on 119.9er.
Okay, we will contact ground. No worries, we can do that. We'll contact ground. We will just
119.9er Cessna India, Charlie Mike.
landing lights off. Taxi lights are already on. They shouldn't have been. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Let's tune to parafield ground. And request taxi to parking. Alright,
Field ground, Cessna Victor Hotel, India Charlie Mike taxi to parking.
I think our passengers should be pretty happy with their flight.
India Charlie Mike taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo 2 Bravo Hotel 6 cross runway 08 left Juliet Tree Juliet Sierra.
Lovely. Let's acknowledge that.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo 2 Bravo Hotel 6 cross runway 08 left Juliet Tree Juliet Sierra Cessna India Charlie Mike.
All right, perfect. The tower is actually a little bit smaller than that at Parafield. It's definitely that wide, but it's sort of more of a shorter, stumpy kind of building. I don't think it's been such a long time since I've been out there that I don't think that they have actually built a new tower out there. They built a new tower out at Adelaide International, a massive new tower. The old tower is still there, and there you go. You can see that. You can see somebody coming in to land now. There we go. A lot of Diamond aircraft out here, and a lot of Cessna 152s. Let's just give a little bit of break there. That's it. Lovely. A lot of Cessna 152s, a lot of Diamond aircraft, both twins, and in fact you see more of those than you see of the Cessnas now. They've also got quite a few Barons out here as well, which is pretty cool. That some flight schools, not many of them, but some flight schools train in the Barons and stuff, but most of them are training in the Diamonds now. So yeah. All right, we're going around that. Now, I may end up turning ground services off, or at least turning it right down. And the reason why is because I want to do that is because, as you can see, they're a bit stupid. They're a bit brain dead. Like these are fireys here. There we go. No worries. We'll acknowledge that.
Hold position Cessna India, Charlie Mike.
Cessna India, Charlie Mike, continue taxi.
Okay, so that was for that forklift, but that forklift is just going to stop there, which means that we are going to be stuck. And as you can see, there's a fire truck right in our taxi path. Like right in our taxi path. So.
Ground, generic Victor Hotel Echo Quebec Hotel request taxi to parking.
So we're going to dodge all of that.
Victor Hotel Echo Quebec Hotel taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Bravo 2 Bravo Hotel 6 cross runway 08 left Juliet 3 Juliet Sierra.
So what they should have
Roger, Cessna India, Charlie Mike.
what they should have done is they shouldn't have put taxi like AI driving paths on taxiways. They just shouldn't have. In most airports, they don't do that. They have their own roads, and I know because I worked at an international airport for a lot of years, and spent a lot of time driving around aircraft, driving out on airfields. All right, a little bit of that, and there, perfect. Okay, we'll throw that on. Beautiful. Okay, taxi lights off, strobe lights off, nav lights off, park brake is on. No, park brake is off actually. Oh, hang on. Flaps up, sorry. And park brake on. Beautiful. That is perfect. Okay, we're just going to starve the engine. So we'll bring the mixture back.
Welcome back. You can let the snappers disembark the aircraft.
The snappers. I'm sure they heard that. We're in a small aircraft. Okay, so everybody's getting off there. That is beautiful. We will bring our ignition back down. Beacon's off because the prop is now clear and off. We'll let everybody get off there. And we will turn our alternator off, and we will turn our master off. We will also turn off our fuel. Beautiful. That is excellent. That is excellent. So,
looking at the guests' smiley faces, you gave them everything they asked for. Nice job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
Let's go.
Okay, beautiful. I might get myself a bit of a screenshot there. Why not? Why not? All right, guys. So that is it. So now what we can get is if we go back into the cockpit and we bring up the NeoFly window, which is right here, you can see that we don't have that job anymore, but we can search the job, and we can get ourselves another job. If we have a look at our finances, we've paid $130 in airport fees, and we got a bonus of $400, I think. For no. We were supposed to actually get more than that. So I don't know what's going on there. We were supposed to get 1,000. How much did we pay in fees? Let's have a look. We paid $130 in airport fees. We got $401 for that flight, that very short flight. Okay, I thought it was $1,200. Maybe I took the wrong flight when I was looking for flights. Let's have a look. Oh no, $401 there, because there are another couple of people who do want to go out there and have a look. But this is version 4 of NeoFly. It has not been released yet. But if you want to get your hands on a copy, you can donate to the developer. This is developed by a single guy. You can donate to the developer, and when you donate to his cause and donate to the continued development, then you do get early access to version 4. Version 4 is completely different to version 1 layout wise. It is so much nicer, whereas the layout on the on version 3 or below version 4 was kind of more of spreadsheety. So there you go, guys. That is our first flight on NeoFly. I hope that you have enjoyed your first flight with me on NeoFly. We have made ourselves $271 today. We're a very long way away from being able to purchase our own aircraft. As you can see, some of the prices on some of the aircraft are very, very expensive. Very expensive. So if we wanted to go like a PC-6, bang, it's $922,000. But we are going to get into some really good flights anyway. We probably will at some point be able to take out a loan. But if we go to our flight log here, we've got our first flight on. These are our qualifications. We only have a license to fly A-class aircraft. You can move across to the B-class aircraft, which brings you up to like a DA-62 if you want to fly one of those, which I think is probably what we're going to aim for. Up to a C-class where you can get into a Cessna Grand Caravan if you want to, and all that type of stuff. And there are plenty of places that you can do. You can choose your test location, and you can you pay your test fee, and you do your test flight. So there you go, guys. This has been NeoFly. I'm Simi. Thank you very much for flying with me. I will see you guys next time. Bye.